With Wrestlemania season fast approaching, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is not committed to WWE as of right now. What are the current plans for WWE heading into WrestleMania? I got all the ideas right here on OTS. Also, Triple H threatened to fire a contracted WWE talent for taking part in an ECW Extreme Tribute show. And is Orange Cassidy working without an AEW contract? All that, plus so much more, right here on Off the Script.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. I got a little bit of extra for you. It is December 26th, 2022. I'm your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Monday afternoons, wherever you may be. I hope you guys had a great Christmas weekend, a happy holiday. Hopefully you guys are safe and sound, getting ready for the new year. And I got the news, starting your week off the right way right here on Off the Script. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel last week. Tons of YouTube shorts, live streams, everything you need is on the homepage right now. Tonight, there will be no live stream because there is no Monday Night Raw. I got news on why in just a little bit. So if you guys are looking for me live, I will not be, because Monday Night Raw is not airing a live episode tonight. It is a taped best of show. So that is a program warning right there. And please make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. 1,000 likes minimum today on Off the Script. Monday Night Raw. Why are we not getting a Monday Night Raw tonight live on December 26th? Fightful has been inquiring about the status of tonight's Monday Night Raw Best of show. And on December 26th tonight, they will be airing a Best of 2022 show instead of 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. One talent indicated that they hadn't been told the reason and said that they were wondering themselves as to why, before updating and noting that it was likely to give production and the workers some additional time off for the holiday season. Another WWE source confirmed this, mentioning that when WWE does live events, it requires far less people and even sometimes entire departments that don't have to work those house shows. WWE will not have had a television taping from December 20th all the way through December 28th on the main roster, giving that group an extended period of time off. One top talent also followed up with Fightful, noting that it's probably a good move, even leading into John Cena's in-ring return on December 30th for SmackDown, which I will indeed be live for, and the first Raw of the new year on January 2nd. That talent also says while they had wished they had a little bit more time off for the holiday, they're reimbursed rather well to work the December 26th show and the week following, going into New Year's and New Year's Day. I actually like that, man. You know, I know it sucks if you are a content creator, and I know we usually say as a community that this is the slowest time of the year. I actually like that. I do. We don't get any sense of off season, and I feel like at this point in time, nothing really is breaking as far as news. There's been a couple of things here and there in regards to Mandy Rose and Vince McMahon and all those types of things. Those were pretty big stories. But there really isn't anything substantial. There's no juicy news. There's no rumors. There's no dirt on upcoming storylines, on the upcoming pay-per-views. It usually happens, and it's a snowball effect as we get into the new year, January. As soon as we hit January, then you're going to start to see all the Royal Rumble news heading into the Royal Rumble, and it's the start of Wrestlemania season. I'm actually okay with it, man. Everybody needs a reset. Everybody needs a break. Everybody just wants to rest and relax. I know for us content creators, it's very difficult because we're so used to getting content out there on a daily basis. I actually quite like it. And I think burnout is real, especially in the world of pro wrestling. So I am sitting here not minding this decision at all. It's weird to not have a Monday Night Raw. I don't even know when the last time was WWE preempted a Monday Night Raw for a best of show. It might have been during the whole Benoit situation when he did what he did. I'm not even sure. It might have been sometime after that. I don't know for sure. But I think this is a great thing. I really do. And plus, those are the people that work just as hard as the in-ring talent. The producers, the production people, the people that make the show visually look great, the sound guys, the referees, all those people. They are what make the show the show. So, and I don't know how much they're being paid. I can't imagine they're being paid tremendously. So to get some extra time off, I mean, that's a bonus, man. That's great. Everybody deserves to spend their time with the family during the holidays and rest and relaxation, man. Keeping everybody happy. Happy employees lead to a happy company. So can't complain about that. No Raw tonight, no live stream. We'll be back on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite, and that show is going to be a big show on Wednesday night. Royal Rumble. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, it is on track to be a sellout. This is not something that you should be surprised by. This is not new information. WWE will have the Royal Rumble take place in San Antonio, Texas at the Alamo Dome on January 28th. And it looks like the company will have a sold-out crowd on hand to witness what will be probably the biggest Royal Rumble in company history in person. According to WrestleTix, the premium live event has sold 33,766 tickets out of a total of 36,132 and has 2,366 tickets left to be sold. Therefore, the event is on its way to being a sellout with over a month remaining. As exclusively reported by WrestlingNews.co, the top matches for the Royal Rumble include a Hell in a Cell match, more than likely, with Edge and Finn Balor taking part in that Hell in a Cell match. The rumor is it will be Edge versus Demon Finn Balor inside Hell in a Cell, though we did discuss Lesnar and Lashley could potentially be in there as well. Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens certainly have a reason to be in there as well. Those are the top three matches that a lot of people have predicted could be inside Hell in a Cell. Either one of those, we don't know. Not confirmed by WWE yet, but there will be a Hell in a Cell match at the Royal Rumble. And other matches include Ronda Rousey versus Raquel Rodriguez. We may get Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair. The Pitch Black match between LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. And so much more, man. Cody Rhodes coming back for the Royal Rumble. Surprise upon surprise upon surprise. Gonna be a major night for the WWE. I can't wait for the Royal Rumble. Nobody should be surprised that this is a sellout. And I honestly do think I'm not going to pin everything on him. I'm not going to give him all the success here. The product has been on an upswing. There's more interest in the product as of late. And Triple H being head of creative now and taking part in his first full-time creative role on a road to WrestleMania. This is all going to be Triple H's doing without Vince McMahon. There is nobody that's going to convince me otherwise that is not playing a factor into all of this as well. There is just an uptick or an upswing in interest in the product because Triple H is taking over and Vince McMahon is not there. Cannot wait for the Royal Rumble on January 28th. Some backstage news on WWE's next Saudi show. As we know, the last Saudi show happened in November. It was Logan Paul challenging Roman Reigns for the World Championship. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that WWE could host its next premium live event in Saudi Arabia in May. As of this writing, it is currently unknown what the event will be called. So WWE has 10 years just in total for the Saudi shows with the Saudi General Sports Authority, and WWE is being paid big money to host these events twice a year in Saudi Arabia. And WWE is going to have another major show like that after WrestleMania, which I think is a good thing because I don't want it to really get in the way of WrestleMania season. Because what WWE typically does is that they lump this show in between two other shows, and I don't want that to really get in the way of anything during WrestleMania season. WWE typically has this take place right after the pay-per-view that they finished, and it's lumped in between these two pay-per-views. This year, it was right before Survivor Series, 3 weeks. So WWE theoretically was building towards that pay-per-view and then building towards Survivor Series at the same time. It wasn't as bad as previous years when Vince and Bruce were in charge, and Triple H did a very good job at building towards Survivor Series as much as he could. But Survivor Series, it stood on its own with the War Game situation. Those matches were kind of being built well before that Saudi show even took place. But I like when it's just a standalone event and it doesn't get in the way of anything else. So WWE is going to look at May for the next Saudi Arabia show. WWE, Triple H threatened to fire Devon Dudley from WWE. I was surprised by this, and you'll know why that the decision was made to really get forceful with Devon Dudley, and I don't blame WWE at the end of the day. WWE Hall of Famer and NXT coach Devon Dudley was supposed to appear at the Battleground Championship Wrestling event on December 17th at the ECW Arena, now named the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Devon was all set to be in Bully Ray's corner at the Tribute to the Extreme show and had been advertised since September, but he was pulled at the last minute. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that WWE pulled him from the show as Bruce Pritchard nixed the booking. It landed on Triple H's desk, and when Devon said he was going to do it, he was basically told that he would be fired if he appeared at the show. Now, Meltzer said this, and I quote, "He went through John Cohn in Talent Relations, who reportedly approved of the booking, and he believed, based on his contract, since he's not a wrestler, that he was able to do things like that. Bruce Pritchard nixed the booking, and it ended up on the desk of Paul Levesque. Hughes has said that he was going to do it because his word on it, and Levesque didn't give approval. He gave his word on it, and Levesque didn't give approval, and he was basically told, if he did it, he'd be fired, so he didn't end up doing it." Meltzer added there was no real reason given past the claim that they didn't want him in any physical risk. The event has been sold out 2 weeks in advance of the show, and Devon has yet to comment on the situation. If I'm understanding this, they didn't want him to get physical. That's the part that I really focused in on there when I read this report. Devon just literally had surgery on I don't know if it was his back or anything like that. He had surgery done. So they did not want him to get into that situation where nobody up top approved it. And then if he actually did get physical, you can't trust these indie promoters, when they get a hold of one of the greatest tag teams of all time in the Dudleys, there could be, and especially at an extreme, show like this, a tribute to the Extreme show, ECW, tables could be involved, violence could be involved, kendo sticks, that mentality is there. They didn't want him to go there and get physical and re-injure himself and put himself at more risk away from the company's approval. So Triple H and Bruce Pritchard, I didn't think they did it maliciously. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this is what I think. I didn't think they wanted to do it maliciously. This is an innocent show. If they were under the assumption and were given word that he was not going to get physical, then I don't think it would be a problem for him to work the show. But you never know being put in that situation, reliving the old days, and it's at the ECW arena, the energy and the adrenaline's running high. Who the fuck knows what they'll ask him to do, and he'll say yes. The WWE was basically looking out for Devon Dudley, and they threatened him, listen, we don't want to injure you. If you are going to do this, we want you here, but if you're going to go out there and do whatever the fuck you think you're going to do, we're going to have to get rid of you. So they laid down the law. I don't really blame them for that, especially with somebody that just got finished not too long ago getting surgery. So they did that with Devon, threatened to fire him if he took place in this show. And again, I don't really blame WWE. I don't blame Triple H for laying down the law here against Devon Dudley. We got news on Cody Rhodes. We got news on WrestleMania. Plans for the WrestleMania main event for night 1 and night 2. Now, you're probably thinking, well, JD, how many times do you have to talk about this? It's The Rock and Roman. It's Roman and Cody. We don't know. We don't know. Rock has not confirmed anything yet. And if he is confirmed, WWE's keeping it very tight-lipped. It's in the fucking vault, sealed away from everybody outside of the usuals in WWE. WrestlingNews.co is breaking this news and has been told that The Rock is still not locked in for WrestleMania, and the current plan, if The Rock is not going to be doing the show, is indeed for Cody Rhodes to challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. WWE wants to get The Rock committed before the Royal Rumble because that is when things will be set in motion for WrestleMania. Again, I don't blame them, and Meltzer's been on record saying that WWE typically wants plans in for the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season by January 15th. We are basically more than 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks away from that. WrestlingNews.co is told that the current plan for the main event matches for WrestleMania are the following. Night 1, WWE Championship, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes. Now, I don't know what that means. What are we doing with that? Cody Rhodes. Now, what I see when I see this in the news, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. So WWE is possibly looking to split the championships up before we get into WrestleMania. So Seth Rollins would be the WWE champion going into WrestleMania. And Cody Rhodes, if The Rock is going to wrestle Roman, Cody Rhodes is going to beat Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship and not Roman Reigns? I don't like that at all. I think that's a terrible fucking idea. I don't think we need Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes in a fourth match at all. I've said this not too long ago. I said this the last time I was live. We don't need another match between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins lost 3 fucking matches already. What is it going to do to Seth Rollins if he can't beat Cody for a 4th fucking time? This time, he'd lose as the WWE champion. I don't like that at all. I'll get back to that in a second. Night 2, Roman Reigns to be determined. If The Rock can't do the show, then the plan is for Cody Rhodes to take this spot. So if The Rock isn't doing the show, then Roman versus Cody is the match. If The Rock is doing the show, according to this news article from WrestlingNews.co, it will be Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. Now, I got a lot of questions here. Number one, how are we going to split the championships before WrestleMania? What is Roman going to do to give up the WWE Championship? Is he willingly going to give up the championship? Because we know he's not losing the fucking title. He's not losing a match before he gets into WrestleMania and has to wrestle anybody. Never mind if it's Cody or The Rock. He's not losing before we get to WrestleMania. So what is he going to do? Is he going to give up the championship? Is WWE going to put their foot down? Is management going to put their foot down? Some way, shape, or form, some angle, some storyline. We want the WWE title back on Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania, and they're going to take the title from Roman, which doesn't really mean anything. He doesn't defend the fucking title. He's never on Monday Night Raw. So if they take the championship from him, it would basically just be him handing over the championship and not suffering a pinfall loss to lose a championship while holding the other. I don't like any of this. I don't like how any of this feels. I don't like how any of this sounds. Rollins and Rhodes. Rollins and McIntyre. So if we get Cody and Roman, then we're gonna get Rollins and McIntyre for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. That is, who wants to see that? Why would that be a match? McIntyre is a SmackDown superstar. Why would he be going to Monday Night Raw to challenge for the WWE Championship? There's nobody on that fucking show that you could put in a situation against Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship? This is terrible. There is nobody on that roster on Monday Night Raw that should be in a WWE Championship discussion. I don't like it, and it doesn't work. It doesn't sound right. We don't need a Cody versus Seth Rollins match number 4. The feud ends in the Rumble. Rhodes draws number 1. Rollins draws number 2. They're there at the end, and they are both in the end of the Royal Rumble with Cody eliminating Seth Rollins. That's the way you end it. You want to have another match on Monday Night Raw because of Rollins being angry and yada, yada, yada. Do that. We don't need a 4th match at a WrestleMania when we saw it last year, and Rollins doesn't need to lose another big-time match to Cody at WrestleMania. He's done it 3 times before and failed every single time. McIntyre's a SmackDown guy. I don't know how you're going to produce that when he's a SmackDown guy going over to Monday Night Raw to challenge for a WWE Championship. I guess the only thing that you could do, his in would be he's been chasing the WWE Championship. And if Roman is giving up because he's scared of losing the championship, McIntyre's going to follow the championship wherever it goes, and then he ends up on Monday Night Raw. That's the only logical reason I could see that, because he's been wanting another shot because he got fucked. He got fucked out of the last shot that he got against Roman because of Solo Sikoa at Clash of the Champions. That I could understand, but do we want to see Rollins and McIntyre again? No. Nobody wants to see that. At the end of the day, this is the best thing for WWE to do. Rollins and Rhodes, Royal Rumble. Rhodes eliminates Rollins. Rhodes goes on and challenges Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Championship. If The Rock can't do it, whatever, man. You got Cody and Roman, the match that everybody would rather see anyway, taking place on night 2. And if The Rock wants to do it, it's just legitimately the biggest cherry on top of the biggest cake that WWE could serve at WrestleMania. And then at that point, if we get to that point, Rhodes, Reigns, night 2, that's your main event for the entire WrestleMania weekend. On that same night, you do the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That's the night the bloodline falls. Night 1, it's all about Roman. Roman, Rock, night 1, he beats The Rock. He goes into WrestleMania night 2, invincible to fall to Cody Rhodes. He loses both championships. It's simple. It is simple, and that's the best way to do it. Roman is on the run of a lifetime. You should get as much out of him as possible. He's been on this run for how long with both championships? I get it. People want to see it come to an end. There are some people that don't want to see an end. But if Roman is at the status he is now, he should be in both WrestleMania main events. He really should. Because it's been that way for a very long time. And I hope that's the way that they go about it. This is a terrible fucking idea. Rollins and Rhodes, again, potentially? No, thank you. Rollins and McIntyre? Fuck no. Rollins, I don't want him anywhere near the WWE Championship if he's not going to be a legit contender. If you want to do that somewhere down the line when Rhodes has established himself as champion, then by all means, you go and do that. But I don't think Rollins should be put in a position where he loses a 4th match in a row, especially if he's the WWE champion against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Maybe neither one of them are champions. Maybe Rollins is not even the champion. Maybe they do something where that match is for the WWE Championship and they somehow eliminate themselves at the Royal Rumble. Maybe they do the 1994 Lex Luger thing with Bret the Hitman Hart. Nobody wins the Royal Rumble, and then they contest the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania between Rollins and Rhodes, and the title's been vacant this entire time. And the situation that happened at the Rumble, it concludes at WrestleMania with Rollins and Rhodes in the main event of night 1. That is, if The Rock doesn't want to do it. But again, I don't like it. I don't like it. There should be one definitive winner in the Rumble. There should be one definitive match at WrestleMania. And if The Rock wants to do it, boom, he'll do it. We get a double dose of Roman. Everything else, to me, just does not make sense. And finally, guys, we got news on Orange Cassidy. Is Orange Cassidy, you know, to be honest with you, some people may actually want him out of AEW. Not the real, not really the most popular guy in AEW, but there is a rumor right now that Orange Cassidy is working without an AEW contract. And Fightful Select is reporting that there was Twitter rumors a while back of Orange Cassidy working without an AEW contract. We had confirmed that this was not the case. Cassidy was is the All-Atlantic champion. He is a day oneer. He's one of TK's favorites. And Cassidy was most recently in action when he took part in the $300,000 Three Kings Christmas Trios Battle Royal on Rampage Friday night, this past Friday. So he is not working without an AEW contract. He is absolutely employed and contracted by AEW, and I don't think that Tony Khan would ever let a contract for Orange Cassidy lapse or give any indication that he's going to let Orange Cassidy become a free agent. Orange Cassidy will be with AEW for a very, very long time, as like I said, he is one of TK's favorites. And no matter what he's making now, when his contract is up, I'm sure he'll be making even more money for the work that he's done in AEW. He's been tremendous in everything he's done for AEW. And when you ask him to put on a great match, Orange Cassidy, 9 times out of 10, has put on a great match. Guys, that's all I got I will see you guys on Wednesday live for AEW Dynamite. Until then, please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and keep up to date on everything happening in the world of pro wrestling right here. It's going to be a very, very, very busy Royal Rumble season. I want you guys on board with OTS as we dive headfirst into Royal Rumble season. I can't wait. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. 1,000 likes minimum. And make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. And please subscribe on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Guys, have a great Monday afternoon. And I'll see you guys this week with more content right here on Off the Script.